My 28th birthday, I woke up to silence. No calls, no messages, no happy birthday texts from family. Out of habit, I opened Instagram. There it was. A carousel post of my parents, my sister, and her boyfriend grinning on a beach in Hawaii. The caption: surprise trip for our girl. She's the only one who makes us proud. Below it, Mom's comments sparkled like venom. She deserves the world. I sat there, the glow of the screen painting my face blue, the words echoing in my chest like a punch. My name is Maya Hart, I'm 28, and that morning, I finally understood what family hierarchy really means. They hadn't forgotten my birthday. They'd ignored it. Deliberately. For years I'd been the reliable one, the helper, the responsible child. I'd cover my sister's rent twice, loan Mom my savings for her emergency dental work, and never complained when Dad called my career in finance, a desk job for people who play safe. And now, while they sipped cocktails in Maui, I was home, working overtime to pay off the credit card I'd once used to bail my sister out. So I smiled, a calm, practice smile, opened my banking app, and clicked withdraw, full transfer confirm. Every dollar from the family fund, the one I'd created and managed for them, was now in a separate account under my name. The one they never had access to because Maya handles the money. I logged out, shut the laptop, and whispered, "You wanted pride? You'll get silence instead." Outside, rain tapped the window softly. It felt less like a storm and more like applause. They had no idea yet. But this birthday gift? It was finally for me. By noon, I'd already received my first family emergency call. Mom's name flashed on the screen. I let it ring twice before answering on the third. Her voice was frantic. "Maya, something's wrong with the bank account. The Hawaii card's been declined." I leaned back in my chair. "That's strange," I said, feigning confusion. "Didn't you say I wasn't part of the family anymore? Maybe the system finally caught up." She paused, then lowered her tone. "Don't be dramatic. Your sister needed this trip. You're too sensitive." I laughed, quietly, the kind that scares people because it's too calm. "Sensitive? You just said online that she's the only one who makes you proud." "Maya, people exaggerate on social media. You know that, right?" I said. "And I exaggerated when I covered your mortgage last spring, I guess." There was silence, the kind that exposes everything. Then she snapped. "You're selfish. We're on vacation, and you choose now to make a scene?" I smiled into the receiver. "Enjoy the sun, Mom. You've earned it. But from now on, your pride gets to pay its own bills." I hung up, blocked the family group chat, and turned my phone face down. For the first time, I didn't feel guilty. I felt balanced. That evening, I poured myself a glass of wine and opened my journal. Under today's date, I wrote, "Let them feel what I felt, unseen, unheard, unappreciated." Then I added one more line. "And when they finally call back, it won't be for love. It'll be for money." And I promised myself, next time they do, I'll answer with the same silence they once gave me. The next morning, I woke to another string of messages, missed calls, voicemails, and a frantic group chat titled, "Family Account Issue." Dad's voice on voicemail was sharp and shaking. "Maya, what the hell did you do? The funds are gone. We can't access the card. Fix this immediately before your mother has a breakdown." I poured my coffee, pressed play again, and let the words sink in like music. They didn't ask if I was okay. They didn't say happy birthday. They said, "Fix this." It was the same script as always, my time, my money, my guilt. Not this time. By noon, my sister texted me a paragraph dripping with entitlement. "You're seriously going to ruin Mom's trip? Grow up. You've always been jealous. You don't even have a family of your own, so stop trying to control ours." I stared at her message, then typed back 2 words. "Enjoy budgeting." Then I turned off my phone and walked out into the city sunlight. For the first time in years, I didn't feel like their backup plan. I felt like my own person, the one who finally decided where her loyalty ends. That afternoon, I went to the bank in person and moved the rest of my linked assets into a new account under my business name. The clerk smiled politely. "Starting something new?" she asked. I smiled back. ending something old. By the time I got home, there were 36 missed calls. I didn't answer a single one. Because this time, I wasn't their safety net. I was the wake-up call they never saw coming. And the irony? They still hadn't realized. The money was the smallest thing I'd ever taken back. By the third day, chaos had officially hit their paradise. Mom's friend uploaded a story from Hawaii, a shaky video of my parents arguing at a poolside bar, Dad's voice booming. She embarrassed us, while my sister sat in the background, crying into her phone. I didn't need to imagine what the fight was about. It wasn't about money, not really. It was about control. They'd lost the one person who used to clean up every mess. At noon, Dad finally sent an email. Short. Cold. We're disappointed in you. Your actions are unforgivable. Family doesn't betray family. I typed a reply, but stopped halfway through. Then, with a small smile, I deleted it and attached a single PDF instead, labeled Financial Record, 2019 to 2024. Every transfer, every expense, every emergency payment I'd made for them over 5 years. I hit send with the note. Family doesn't exploit family either. By evening, the email had been opened 7 times. Aunt Melinda called later, whispering like she was sharing a secret. They're panicking, Maya. Your dad's furious, your mom's crying, and your sister's blaming everyone. What did you do? Nothing illegal, I said. Just a little accounting. Melinda chuckled. Good for you. About time someone stood up to them. I looked around my apartment, the plants, the sunlight, the peace. Everything they said I couldn't build without them. I didn't stand up to them, I said softly. I just stopped standing under them. For the first time, it wasn't anger that filled me. It was quiet, sharp, calm satisfaction. They'd taught me the value of money. Now they were learning the cost of neglect. And I hadn't even sent the real surprise yet. 2 weeks later, their Hawaii fantasy officially collapsed. Their flight home was charged to my mother's frozen card. The family account was permanently closed, and the credit line they'd used for years was now flagged for review. That's when Dad finally swallowed his pride. He called from a borrowed number, his voice low, careful, the way it gets when he realizes I have the upper hand. Maya, we need to talk, he said. I let the silence stretch before answering. About money or about family? He sighed. About fixing this. I almost laughed. There's nothing to fix. You broke it years ago. I just stopped patching it up. His tone hardened. You think this is strength? It's cruelty. I looked around my apartment, the one I'd paid for, furnished and built on my own. No, Dad, I said softly. It's clarity. Later that night, I got an email from my sister. They're saying you ruined everything. But between us, I get it now. I saw Mom's comment. I'd be hurt too. It was the first honest thing she'd said to me in years. I wrote back. I'm not angry anymore. I just stopped financing my own rejection. Then I attached a screenshot of a donation receipt, $10,000 from the family fund, sent to a local charity for girls studying finance. Caption: better investment. I didn't expect forgiveness. I didn't even need it. Because for the first time in my life, every dollar, every ounce of effort, every late-night calculation finally added up to me. And while they scrambled to rebuild their lives without my help, I finally celebrated a birthday that actually belonged to me. One without guilt. One without apologies. One without them. A month passed. No calls. No emails. No guilt. The silence that once used to sting now felt sacred, like air after storm. Work was thriving. My promotion at the firm went public, and I finally launched the financial literacy program I dreamed about. Workshops for women who'd been manipulated or controlled through money. It filled something in me I didn't know was empty. At the first session, one woman asked, "What made you start this?" I smiled. A family who taught me everything about debt, just not the kind you can repay. They laughed softly, knowingly. That night, I got a small envelope in the mail. No return address. Inside was a photo, me and my sister as kids, eating melting ice cream on the porch. On the back, in Mom's handwriting, "We went too far. I'm sorry. I didn't cry. Not this time." I just placed it inside a folder marked past and put it in the back of my drawer. The next morning, my phone buzzed again. A text from my sister. Mom's been quieter lately.
She wants to talk.
No pressure. I typed a reply, then paused. Forgiveness wasn't simple math. You don't just balance the books and walk away even. So I wrote, tell her I hope she's okay. I'm okay too. That's enough for now. Then I hit send and stepped outside. The sun was warm. The air smelled like rain and possibility. For the first time, I realized peace didn't mean a reunion. It meant not needing one. And as the city buzzed around me, I smiled. Not for them, not for revenge, but for the woman I'd finally become. 6 months later, I was on stage at a Women in Business Summit in San Francisco, standing beneath a banner that read, Reclaiming Power, Money, Boundaries, and Self-Worth. If someone had told me a year ago that my pain would become my platform, I would have laughed. But there I was, in heels, confidence, and peace. My family taught me early that love can come with conditions, I told the crowd. But here's what they never understood. I learned to build without applause. And that's how I learned to win. Applause echoed, but I didn't feel proud. I felt grounded. Afterward, a young woman came up to me, clutching her notebook. My mom says I owe her everything, she said quietly. Even my paycheck. I smiled gently. Then start by owing yourself peace. That's the first debt you pay. Her eyes welled up, and in that moment, I saw my younger self in her, scared, loyal, confused. The version of me who stayed too long, paid too much, and asked too little. Later that night, I sat in my hotel room, overlooking the bay. My sister's name flashed on my phone again. Mom asked if she can come to your next event. She's been following your work. She said she's proud. I stared at the message for a long time. It didn't make like it used to. It just felt distant. I replied, tell her thank you. That's enough. Then I muted the thread, closed my phone, and turned toward the window. The water shimmered under the city lights, calm, endless, unbothered. It looked like freedom. It was freedom. Because sometimes the best kind of healing is the one that doesn't need witnesses. Just quiet, earned peace. A year later, I celebrated my birthday somewhere I'd never been before, on purpose. No family, no group chats, no fake smiles. Just me, a quiet beach in Greece, and the sound of the tide rolling in. I watched the sun dip low and thought of every version of myself I'd been. The girl who stayed up doing her sister's college applications. The woman who sent money to fix her parents' bills. The one who used to wait for their love like it was something she had to earn. Now, I didn't wait for anything. I built it. The notification chime broke the silence. An email from the foundation accountant I'd hired 6 months ago. Happy birthday, Maya. The scholarship fund for underprivileged girls is officially active. First 3 recipients selected. I smiled through tears I didn't expect. The family fund had finally found a purpose, one they'd never understand. Later that night, as the waves lapped at the shore, another message came in. From Mom. We saw the news. About your program. We're proud of you. I stared at the screen, heart steady, not bitter, just done. I typed back. Thank you. I hope you find your own peace too. Then I turned my phone face down, letting the sea breeze carry away the last trace of them. Because sometimes, peace isn't revenge. It's knowing you don't need to prove your worth to anyone anymore. The moon shimmered across the water, and for the first time, I whispered to myself, Happy birthday, Maya. And somewhere in that sound, between the ocean and the quiet, I knew this time, the celebration was exactly how it was meant to be.